pie del Ávila majestuoso, a 920 metros sobre el nivel del mar, en un valle de verde geografía que se abre de este a oeste, surge Caracas, la capital de Venezuela.
And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Go get some.
What's good, everybody? My name is Rafael Chacinas, known as El Capitán Rafucho, and welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Nation, because this is 100% Raiders only, because right now we're just getting back to business right now. So let's just give it a lot of applause for that one, because you know, it's been a while. It's been a while for everything. So let's just get rid of applause right now. Yep. Thank you very much. And of course, I just wanted to tell you, thanks to everybody else on the audience. Make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on every social media as formerly Twitter, Instagram, and right now on Kick. So I just wanted to tell you for this one, because we have a special guest. So you might know him as one of the coolest, the greatest one with the hottest show on Tuesday. You may know him from ESPN, Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, along with his podcast with the Go 219, talking about Raiders, and of course, a little bit of UFC and something about sports. So ladies and gentlemen, on this episode, because we are back, and right now we're just talking about Raiders stuff before the season come here, and of course the training camp. So ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to give like a round of applause. Let's just make it a round of applause for everyone for Raiders AQ. So how's it going, Raiders AQ? So thanks for having us on this Straight Outta Nation. So how you feeling about it?
I feel good, man. I appreciate you having me on. I know it's a long time coming. I apologize for the other time, so I'm happy to be on the show, and I'm happy to, spit some knowledge about the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. And just in case right now, because I just installed all the soundboard with the applause, everything. So I just wanted to make sure that everything's going to be really good. So right now, let's just start with the first topic of this episode of Straight Outta Nation. So right now, here it is. The linebackers room. So in this case right now, we're just signing in with Jermaine Pratt, which is formerly for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, in this case right now, everybody thought this could be a substitute for Robert Spillane as a former linebacker, because he was passing for Pittsburgh Steelers, to Las Vegas Raiders, and then to New England Patriots. But it seems that Jermaine Pratt, he requested a trade for the Bengals a few months ago. And now he just released, of course, because the fan base is not going to do like anything to say about him. Just like kind of does with Devontae Adams, with all the drama. Who gives him a trade? It won't make anything happy, but not in the worst case. But apparently missing tackles and cover skills, maybe the step slower for Jermaine Pratt. I mean, our team and our team will definitely help, because apparently missing a crap all over the tackles. But given a look at what the linebacker room looks like, I mean, it feels like an overall plus, because get some actual good linebackers in the building, and you won't even remember Spillane, because he had 143 two tackles last year, and he been solo. I mean, he helps to fill the void for the left of Spillane depth. But some people, they just getting let it Spillane because they shouldn't be like a Raider for life. But between for like the addition of Jermaine Pratt. I mean, he was like a tackling machine. Thanks for the great production to get this late for the off season. I mean, they might be really good. So right now, adding a new linebacker, that should be really exciting. So right now, I just wanted to tell you, Jermaine Pratt, a new linebacker who has to fill in with the position of Robert Spillane, because I understand the linebacker room should be a lot of really interesting, including the running back positions, wide receiver, and of course the quarterback.
Yeah, I was a little nervous going into the offseason. I know I had a feeling Spillane was going to leave. Someone was going to offer him the bag. Someone did. The Patriots. He went to the Patriots. I was a little nervous. Eldon Roberts didn't really move the needle for me. I was kind of nervous going in with just Eldon Roberts to the to the season, because he's mainly a run stopper. He's not going to be able to coverage. He's not a coverage linebacker. Going out and getting Jermaine Pratt, who had 143 tackles last season, I think is a great move. They built a very, very sneaky linebacker room. You have Jermaine Pratt, who played for the Bengals last year. He started all 17 games. He had 2 forced fumbles. He had 2 interceptions and 143 tackles with the Bengals. That's Pro Bowl caliber linebacker that you picked up for $4 million. If he can even do half of that, I'd be happy. If he went and got 80 tackles, he got 1 forced fumble, I'd be ecstatic. I mean, I'd be okay, we got him from pennies, and I'd be happy with that. But then you also went and you added Devin White from Tampa Bay. Devin White, he's been on the kind of ever since the Super Bowl, he's been kind of on a little downward spiral. Hopefully he can find his way back in Vegas. But I think that's another sneaky signing. He's still very young. He was a first-round pick. I think he could be very good with the right coaching. Then you also have Eldon Roberts, who can go in there when it's those 3rd and 1s where they're going to run the ball. He's going to be that hard-nosed linebacker that is just going to go stuff the A gap. You also have Jalen Smith that you signed as well, former Cowboy, very lengthy. He's very sneaky. I think he has a very good chance to make the roster this year. He's a very good coverage linebacker. He can't tackle. That's the reason why he's been in and out of teams. He can't tackle. He's very lengthy, though. He's very good when it comes to coverage. But I think they built like I said, Jalen Smith won't be your starting linebacker. He might come in on like a 3rd and 15. So don't worry about him too much. But I think they've built a very sneaky linebacker room. Jermaine Pratt, very good. He's a hard-nosed football player. I really like him. He fits the Raider mold that they're trying to build with Max Crosby, with Geno Smith on the offensive side of the ball. Devin White, I'm a fan of Devin White. He just won a Super Bowl not too long ago. He was the starting linebacker on the Tampa Bay team during the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
He has it. He just has to find it again. And for getting him at a discount, I think it's very possible that he can find it again. Eldon Roberts is going to be your smash nose guy, and I think Jalen Smith could be that long yardage guy where you kind of got to guard a tight end like Kelsey, or maybe don't play the Cardinals this year, but like a McBride or something.
Yep, I agree with that. And speaking about Jalen Smith, because I understand between Amari Borney, Amari Gaynor, Tommy Achenberg, Matt Jones, Colin Langenberg, because these are like the guys with 2 or fewer years experience, because they're ready to take a lot of chances with those guys. Mm-hmm. But he just signed up with a multi-year deal with almost $4.5 million guarantee, because that's the only way he gets in at the top of this cap if they had to shit the bed. But correct. I understand that when it comes to like the career of Jalen Smith, because he was a former Dallas Cowboys, mm-hmm. because he was like an amazing duo with banter ass of about 2-3 years, and mother recovery is so much crazy right now. But I hope that he can contribute it and compete to y'all, because if we need something to put in it at the playoffs, because I'm really excited, because if it does happen to like any play time to get used to make an impact, but to still get or lose like little arm sweep celebration, they always cracking it up. But I think that our linebacker room, it's more than the case, because there was like some of those guys that have 3 young guys with potential upside, but that's what they thought about like the quarterback. We just signed on Marcus Peters. But then I just realized that turns out the secondary improved where we cut Peters mid-season. But I would much rather to give like some young guys with a lot of potential, the upside, like a chance over the guy who has been like a fundamental sound linebacker. And right now, it seems that some people that just look at us and they have the athleticism to overcome the misters. Because I think if he got back healthy again, even if he missed like at a half of the step, he could be like really okay with a limited role. This is going to really rotate the spot to the find out. I mean, bringing in a professional who can really compete and impart some knowledge. I mean, giving impart some knowledge with all those rookies out there.
Yeah, when it comes to the, I know you brought up Amari Gainer. I had high hopes for him last year. I hope he can find himself again this year. It's a lot harder competition going into this year with Pratt, White, Smith, Roberts, Lindenberg. He might be on the practice squad throughout the year unless there's injuries. I liked him a lot last preseason, but the coaches obviously saw something that, he might have been lacking on, and that's why he's at the bottom of the depth chart. When it comes to corners, I'm nervous. I will admit that. I do believe that we do have a lot of young speed and talent, but I am a firm believer that you do need a veteran presence in a cornerback locker room. So I wouldn't be opposed to getting a Jalen Ramsey or something like that. I doubt they do it. I don't think they do it. I'd be very happy if they did it, but I don't see it happening at all. We'll probably run with Jacorian Bennett. We'll have Richardson, Demerican, I can't say his first name, Richardson as well. You also have Stokes. You picked up Stokes from Green Bay. Stokes is a very good first-round corner. He plays more of a cover 3. In Green Bay, they play more of a man defense. So he is going to go back to that Pete Carroll cover 3. So maybe he'll find himself again. There's a lot of question marks when it comes to the corners. There's a lot of speed, though. Stokes is fast. Bennett's fast. Richardson's fast. They're very, very, very fast corners. They're not the most physical, but they are very fast. So, I mean, I'm hoping for the best. You also added Jeremy Chin. I believe Palomar is also going to make a leap this year. I have a lot of hope for Palomar, and I'm hoping for the best with them. I am a little nervous. I would like a veteran presence in the locker room, but I just don't see it happening.
I mean, that really happens. But for me, I mean, I just feel like this is going to be like an upgrade. Inside for the tackles, outside for the pursuit line downgrade. I mean, in coverage, we both have relativity about for the like this team. But we're really enforcing like the run defense with Roberts and Chin. I mean, they have it to convince that it's not only like a run stop with Spillane did something else, because people seem to forget that narrative that Spillane was a run stopper before coming to Las Vegas. But this is leading to what we should have as a match being New England's offer. But I understand that what difference between for like the big moves that we had to the Nets for the free agency, the draft, and of course the post June 1st. I mean, we've been done with the big names of the cycle. It reminds some like depth. What is Angeline Weld, and I think it's one hope to get one more guard. And I'm starting to get in like a training, but it's like between for like over the seasons, because these contributions, I mean, there was like a big relief, but somehow that it's sort of the crap out of the gate, that it wasn't a bunkers version, that it beyond that. But it seems that in the greater defense, we need to start to get involved a lot. Because if you need something like the true free agency or a draft, you have to build talent. If it's cheaper, that was very good. If it's healthy, that was good. Because I believe in trust in the front office, because if they're not overpaying too much on free agency, we have to hate about for like all those free agency. And right now we're just seeing going out for the draft of 2025 with Aston Genty. And of course we got Tommy Mollett, which is very great. Also Jack Betch, which is very important to see to involve as a tight end and of course as a wide receiver. I mean, if those start very good, I have a precision that this right here in this season, we can be like the version 2.0 of Legion of Doom, along with Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. I try to, obviously I go to a lot of games, so I hope that they're the best that they could be. I hope that they put a good product on the field every single year. I spend a lot of money on this damn team. But when it comes to the corners, and also, I mean, your corners are as good as your pass rush. I mean, if the guys are getting to the quarterback fast, the quarterback's going to make more bad decisions. Having Christian Wilkins still out is a big red flag, but Tyree Wilson does look to be bulking as well. He does look like he's trying to take that leap. I believe he does eventually move to defensive tackle. That's my prediction. He has put on a lot of weight and a lot of muscle, especially with Kuntz coming back. I don't see him getting too much time at end. He has put on a lot of muscle. He's put on 20 to 25 pounds, I heard, of muscle. So he's a big dude. He has very long reach. So I'm hoping Tyree Wilson could do that as well. Back to your wide receiver room, I do like Jack Beck a lot. He reminds me a lot of Mike Evans. That's a huge comp, Hall of Fame wide receiver. I know he's a big guy. He's going to go out there. He's going to go snag balls. You put him out there with Bowers. I believe Dante Thornton as well is going to be just a terrorizer. He's going to be so fast. He's going to be able to take the safety with them over the top. It's going to open up Brock Bowers over the middle. It's going to open up Ashton. One thing we didn't have last year, too, that I'm super excited for, we were not good with play action last year. No team trusted our run. No team thought we could run the ball. So they weren't really biting on the play action. You add Ashton this year, the play action is going to be amazing. You're going to have Bowers open on a lot more passes. It's going to be a fun season for the offense. Offense has been very stagnant for the past 2-3 years. It's been very hard to watch for the past 2-3 years. O'Connell, he got thrown into a fire. I like O'Connell. He's not a starting quarterback, but he got thrown into the fire. So I hope Geno can, take us that next leap. I'm hoping for an offensive even if we lose games, I'm hoping we score 28 damn points.
Yeah, that's right. But I just wanted to keep it like the case because right now we're gonna move in off for the next topic, and I think this is gonna be like so much interesting about like competitive mindset, and this is what I'm talking about for the second topic. To say new mentality with Carol and Carrie. So before we gotta talk about the next topic right now, let's just see for the comments right now. Salute to Robert Pena says, Robert Pena, salute Rafael. Also, we got Real Talk Red Nation, the AO5 Red say, what's good, Ralf? Have a good show, brother. Also, we got Making the Walk and say, what up, Ralf? Digging that Fred building enough jersey on the wall. I mean, what can I tell you about this right now? All right, so the next topic, we're going to talk about the new mentality between Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I can take it from there. Pete Carroll, I love what he's old, but he has a lot of energy. He has more energy than me, and that dude's like 76 years old. I like what Carroll's going to do. I believe he was brought in to change the culture. AP obviously couldn't do it last year. Josh McDaniels obviously was a terror. They need a culture change. They need an established coach. They need a coach who's going to be able to basically just believe that they could win. I believe that's kind of what they've been missing. If you've heard Devontae, I know we all hate Devontae now, but if you've heard Devontae, if you've heard Jacobs, anyone who's left the Raiders, they've kind of said we loved them, but there was just kind of a mindset where we felt hopeless. And I believe that Carroll is there to change that mindset and to be a leader.
Yeah, I think it was right. Yeah, because talking about the new mentality of Coach Pete Carroll and Jim Kelly, because I understand that the Pete Carroll scheme, it could be like the strength, but the team building several of this. I mean, he's right now, for everything that I can really tell, the best in the world at creating immediately an impact change in football organizations, because that could be like a better high if it's going to have a matter of opinion. Because if you guys see the book Win Forever, because it's honestly very good, I recommend that, because it centered how he went from like a failed head coach from New York Jets, New Orleans Saints, which is like the New England Patriots, and he changed the office philosophy that led us to the success at the University of South California. And that was like ended up showing like his style could work at any level, because he knows every about Sheen, but a lot of fans get given credit for, because right now we're just passing it off for all the nightmare between Josh McDaniels and Deb Ziegler trying to be the new Patriots. And then they just have Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco at the first year, that it just came some good moments, but also in a lot of bad moments, because I understand that Antonio Pierce commit just only one mistake that is his first year of coach, because right now it seems that the new mentality of Coach Pete Carroll and the mentality of the silver and black era, because that guy is a real winner. Because if you watch him on Seattle Seahawks and the University of South California, his players believe him. He really changed the culture for the better, because they need a guy like this for a decade. Because I understand, because it really happens when it comes to a coach. It's about discipline. It's about mentality. It's about experience. It's about a winning culture, because it's not talking about Antonio Pierce. This is about the mentality of Pete Carroll, who has been a great experiment, great experience, because you got to love this guy, because we can enjoy this time to cover the pick successor, because I understand he's old, but his experience, he knows everything better. Because even though there's not going to be like under the dust here, because there's going to be like a commentary approaches. Because if this going to happen, they're going to let the people know about for like the experience. Because having a likable coach is really insane. It's just like the anti Belichick. Because I understand what had happened to Bill Belichick. Because if they had a certain way to doing things where they caused like a bunch of his players, they actually really loved it was completely different person around the team. And I just wanted to say he has a whole different level. And he finally got the optimism back. So it's going to be like the real time to see how they get involved with the new mentality. And of course, Chip Kelly from Ohio State. And right now, it seems that they brought a lot of discipline, and the run game scheme, which is like the blueprint for all these wide receivers and the running backs, they changed a lot. Because right now, over that season, when it comes to like the 2025, 2026 season, it's going to be like really insane. Because to be honest, right now, between Chip Kelly, Pete Carroll, and of course, the brotherhood of Jackson Powers Johnson, Matt Crosby, Aston Genty. I mean, I just wanted to tell it about it. This is going to be like an explosive combination. This is going to happen like in a lot of years. And we got to get prepared to be ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're building up front, which is nice. They got Jackson, like you said, Jackson Powers Johnson. They need to extend Colton Miller. I believe they're trying to currently, from what I've heard. So I'm excited. I think the mentality has changed. You can kind of see it in the practice videos as well. They look like they're having fun again. So I'm excited for what Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly can do. Chip Kelly, I have a lot of hopes for him. He was very good with the Eagles his first 3 years. He kind of had a drop off towards the end, but it looks like he's went over to Ohio State and just killed it. So I'm very excited for what those two can do.
Yeah, I mean, really excited because they're letting the people know about it. Because I understand that he's immortal. He cannot be harmed using conventional weapons. Because that really happens a lot. Because that happens when you don't smoke, drink, or use drugs and stay active. You had to stay young for like a really long time. I mean, I understand that. I love that all the Raider fans get some fun because they cannot remember the last time that having the coach that seems so relaxed. Because our coach is always too serious, grunchy, uptight, hard asses, or just down like right mean and miserable. This is like gonna be like a nice for a change. And people never forget because before Pete Carroll came here to Las Vegas Raiders, there's always like the mentality of John Gruden when he was on the time with the Oakland Raiders and of course for the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, if this happens for like the mentality of coach, I mean, if they wanted to say, you gotta need to wake the fuck up, and of course you're not too drained because this is about the discipline. Because before Pete Carroll, there was like a lack of discipline, there was like a responsibility, there was like an accountability. But right now with Pete Carroll, just say, right now we had to focus 100% healthier.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's been a dumpster fire since. I mean, even with Gruden, I know there's a lot of Gruden believers out there. I love Gruden as well, but unfortunately, he's he got busted. I mean, it is what it is. He got in trouble. He got in trouble with the league. I was a Gruden fan, but I mean, we haven't had a very stable year since Jack Del Rio, and I truly believe that.
Exactly.
That was our last stable year as an organization. So we've been trying to find that, and I believe Carroll is going to do a great job with that.
Yep. I mean, you got right. You got right for everything. And speaking about like all the explosions right now, because right now I just wanted to talk about another topic that we need to discuss about it. So I understand that some of the content creators that I invite in this show, which is Straight Outta Nation, let's talk about like the impact and the culture of Raider Nation, because there's like a lot of persons wearing black. Also, they just get influenced with the rap group called NAA with Dr. Dre, Ice Cube. Also, there was like a lot of bands like Slipknot, Metallica, because to be honest right now, I went to a Metallica concert. on the last week of May, and that was
I've
really
seen that.
awesome.
How was it?
Yeah, that was freaking awesome. That was fucking amazing. Just like from the beginning to the end, that was really amazing. But I understand that the Raider Nation, because not only it really connects with all those persons who are fans of rock and hip hop culture, but also it realized they unite the whole culture. If you're a black, if you're a white, if you're Latin American, if you're Asian American, if you're Native American, you had to represent the Raider Nation because it's all about worldwide. And I understand that Dallas Cowboys are the Americans team, and they're cheering off and say, "This is our year, we're them boys." I just wanted to tell to all the audience, and I'm sorry to apologize about that. Fuck the Cowboys, because Raider Nation is the only motherfucking nation in the whole world. There's no Dallas Cowboys. There's no San Francisco 49ers. There's no Pittsburgh Steelers, because the only nation that represent is the Raider Nation. So there's another teams that trying to copy out of the front of the nation. But Raider Nation is the only one, because that happens a lot. Because if you represent with the silver and black, I mean, you got it. Once it go to the silver and black, there is no turning back. There is no turning back, because even though that I'm just like a great fan, and I understand about like these parents and about for the fans with the tailgates, when everyone's getting united for the culture, when it comes to the game, you had to feel it. And I understand that I just saw in one of those photos with the Oakland Raiders back in 2019, where they just played the last season in Oakland, and they just got boom. They just got a lot of fans who represent the whole nation, the whole culture. I mean, they have a great fan base that never give up.
Yeah, real quick, Mike, Crown Minded, bro, you got to cop it.
Oh, there you go.
But regarding the culture, yeah, man, I mean, I've bashed on Vegas culture quite a bit on my Twitter. It's very well known that I've bashed on how many away fans show up to the games. I'm originally from Northern California. I grew up about an hour from Oakland. I've had season tickets since, man, I think my first year with season tickets, not by myself. I was still pretty young. I was probably about 12 years old, and we had season tickets. I think that was about, man, I couldn't even tell you, 08, 09. And we would go to every tailgate. We go to every game, no matter if there were 1 and 14. You know, there was a lot of bad seasons within those years. And we tailgated every game. The culture was amazing, no matter if the Raiders sucked or not. I mean, they sucked most of those years, and the culture was still awesome. I mean, everyone still got up every Sunday morning. I remember driving through. There's a thing called the Altamont, which is basically it separates the Valley from the Bay Area. So a lot of people from the Valley would drive up for the Raider games. So we would drive up the Altamont. There'd be flags waving everywhere. You know, 6 in the morning because the game's at 1. People are going to tailgate. You know, there's just a line of Raider flags going through this Altamont. And this Altamont's, you know, the big, huge mountains going to the Bay Area. And it was just a culture thing. I remember being young and thinking, like, damn, I can't wait to do this when I get older. And I'm grateful I did. I did get older eventually, obviously. And we got to do it for a few years. We turned 18. We got our own season tickets. We started throwing our own tailgates at the Coliseum. And we were able to do it for about 3-4 years, which was awesome. But Vegas does need to step it up. There's a lot of away fans in Vegas. It's kind of embarrassing, but I mean, we're a destination city now, which, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, they just got it at the point. And I understand it because right now, Raider Nation, it became part of the family. Because it really unites with the culture, because they have the best team ever in the whole world. Because not only we just witnessed the whole history of Al Davis, also Joe Maiden. I mean, they completely marginalized like the NFL by recruiting when no one else was fighting, literally suing the NFL. If you guys saw the documentary between Al Davis versus the NFL, I mean, you need to watch this, because it's somehow because they have the greatest fan base in the whole world. Because I understand, because not only just got fans all around for the United States, they have fans in Mexico, United Kingdom. Also, there's fans in the Philippines, Thailand, Japan, Australia. And I mean, they have amazing culture became there. Because I understand there are some fans that are rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs, fuck the Chiefs. But I understand that Raider Nation, it became part of the DNA. Because if we want to getting really excited and yelling Raiders all day, all night long, and say, Raiders, during for all of the game, is the emotion. It becomes part of the DNA. It became part of the heart because no matter what happens, win or lose, Raider Nation till I die. And that's
Correct.
the motto, everything.
Correct. I agree with you.
Yep. Like I would say, ask AQ about the last game at the Coliseum.
Yeah. You know, I wilded out. Ralph got a taco. You got a Taco Bell at your house, dog?
No, yeah, because I was trying to put it in with the sound bell. Well, the soundboard that I just got it.
The little sound thing. That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
The last game at the Coliseum, I mean, I've been known to kind of wild out at times, obviously with the whole Kermit deal. At the last game at the Coliseum, I actually ripped my seats out. And like, there's videos of me holding the seats up and security yelling at me. And I sat row one in the black hole for the last game at the Coliseum. So I ripped out the two seats in front. We moved back, and then some guy was kicking him, and he couldn't get him out. And I just pulled him out, and it turned out to be a fun picture. People made shirts about me on that picture, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
People were like, I mean, they edited me. It wasn't like my face, like they made me like a skeleton. But the shirt came out kind of dope. I wonder if I could ever find it again. But yeah, that was my my coming to Raiders moment. I never did social. I mean, I did social media, but like very locally. I never did it in Oakland. In Oakland, I was just a fan. I was just going to games. I never thought about being a content creator or none of that stuff. And then when COVID happened, I said, fuck it. And I hopped on Twitter and I started posting, and it picked up traction. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
You meet cool people like yourself. You meet cool people like Mike in here. I've met Mike in person. He's a cool dude. You know, we've had fun. We smoked joints together. I mean, it's it's cool. I mean, the people you meet is awesome, and I'm grateful that I was able to you know, grow a little fan base. And I buy people beers if I see them at games. People, because I wear like my @ jersey on my jersey, like my @ name. And if people recognize me, I buy them a beer, and it's just a good time.
Yep, exactly right now. So I just wanted to tell you, thanks Raiders AQ to provide this amazing interview. And right now, I just wanted to say goodbye to everybody else. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for joining and of course tuning in for this episode of Straight Outta Nation. Because at this moment, because we just install like a soundboard, because I understand that I just put the Taco Bell sound because I just wanted to make it realistic. So thank you very much, guys. And I just wanted to tell you, make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on every social media at Capitán Rafucho, formerly Twitter, at Capitán Rafucho 93 on Instagram. And right now I'm on Kick. So I just wanted to tell you, last thoughts before we're wrapping up this show.
Any last thoughts? No. I hope for a great season. It took me a minute to process that. I'm hoping for a great season. If not, I mean, I've been through it before. I'll still be at the games. I'll still be there. I'll be there for the opener. I'll be there for a lot of the games throughout the year. My one away game, if anyone is going, will be in Boston. So I'll be in Boston week 1 versus the Patriots. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to tell you, make sure to subscribe to Raiders AQ on YouTube, because he has a show along with the Go209 on Tuesday night talking about Raiders. Yeah. And I just wanted to tell you, shout out to all the fathers, because on last Sunday, it was a happy Father's Day. So shout out all the dads, all the girl dads, all the cool dads, all the greatest dads ever in the world. Dads, we love you. So right now, I just wanted to tell you, thanks for joining at this episode of Straight Outta Nation. And right now, this is going to be like really exciting because we're just getting back to buy every content. And I just wanted to make like a special shout out to Emerald C, also Ryan Anderson, Shengang 15, and of course, Courtyard Hooligans from Charlotte, North Carolina, because I got to tell you for this one. Courtyard Hooligans, they have the best beers ever in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. So I hope that I'll be there because I just really like that. I just need something really, really good. So right now, we're out of here. So right now, make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho. I will see you there at the next episode of Straight Outta Nation because this is Raider Nation, motherfuckers. It ain't Kansas City Chiefs. It ain't Denver Broncos. It ain't Los Angeles Chargers with 0 wins. 0 wins for the Chargers. Because this is Raider Nation, motherfuckers. And this right here, we wanted to say peace out. And of course, we'll see you there at the next episode. So we're out.